Hey YouTube, JGreen302. I guess this will be miscellaneous 8. I don't know. I've made 3 or 4 videos. I've never posted them because A, I didn't like them. B, felt like I was rambling on. And now I'm so backlogged, I have no idea how I'm going to get through everything I want to cover. But whatever the name's going to be, it's also going to have a theme of capability and quality. Capability is an idea that has been in my head for the last couple of weeks. So let's get started. This is going to go quick, but it's going to go long. So you might want to just listen in because there's nothing to really see, but here we go. I think I'm going to start with one of the first videos I made that I never posted. I'm sitting here playing PlayStation. We had our first 30-degree weather, and I'm in the middle of killing something, and the idea went through my head, you need to go now. You need to go to the RV and test it. And I'm sitting there killing something. I'm sitting there going, where the hell did that idea come from? And I pondered it, and I'm sitting there playing the game, and I said, you know, that's a really good idea. It's out of the blue, no planning. And I said, well, 5 minutes, cup of coffee, heat, warm place to sleep, and a good dinner. Do an inventory, check the systems, and evaluate would it be ready for 72 hours. And after I had that thought, I said, well, this is a good idea. So I went around, I collected up some stuff, went out, and the short version is I had no fuel for the generator, $1,000 piece of equipment out, couldn't open the MRE because I had no knife. Well, I did get it open, but I had no knife, I had no scissors, I had no can opener. The sleeping bag I thought was there wasn't there. The heat worked, the lighting system worked, the batteries were charged, pluses and minuses. And considering how I think about this all the time, I was shocked at the simple stuff that I missed. My head wasn't thinking about the simple things. It was more concerned about the heat instead of paying attention to the basics. And I missed the basics, and when I showed up, it was just, you know, very disappointing. And it's like I said with the guns. If you get a gun and you sit it in the thing and you know, 2 years later you think you're going to be able to shoot it well and everything's going to run perfect and no mags are going to jam and it's never going to misfeed and the oil's never going to dry, you're wrong. It's embarrassing. So I'll leave it at that. Capacity, capability and quality. So let me think. Let's do the quality stuff first. I had mentioned the idea of quality. When you sit down and you think about being worried about dealing with problems, but with basic economics, it still comes down to it. If you buy shit, you're going to pay for it 2 or 3 times. Point in case, we had some flies. We had the windows open. We had a nice day. Flies got in. There's flies everywhere. I hate flies. I generally have a reasonable sense, but when it comes to flies, I'll kill them all day long. I broke 3 plastic fly swatters one day. That pissed me off. Then I had no fly swatters. Now I couldn't kill flies. Now I have a leather fly swatter. This will last the rest of my life. Quality. Just a thought. Quality. Everybody talks about everyday carry. You need to have fire starters. My solution to my keys was this well-engineered item, which also comes with its own striker. It's well machined. It is a replaceable ferro rod, which means it's serviceable. It is sealed against the weather, and it's always with me. A lot more for this ferro rod than probably any of the rest. I think that cost me $20, but it's always with me, and I've got one reliable fire starter. Thought I'd mention that. Quality, along with many other things, redundancy. So when we talk about quality, like our vision, might be nice to have another set. When I say quality, I mean you get quality. These are flex-on frames. You can twist, bend. I mean, you can't destroy these. The pair that I had for 10 years was flex-on. I didn't need to replace them. These are 2 brand new sets. So I thought I would mention that, especially with eyewear. If you rely on your vision, isn't it kind of smart to have 2 brand new pairs? I invested in at least 2. I'm seriously thinking about getting a 3rd. But I get quality. It's not easy to do, but it's important. One other little thing. I don't like to generally do stupid stuff like this, but I thought I would mention these. This is a Coleman lantern. Apparently you can get them at Walmart. I've picked this up at Amazon. It's a rubberized lantern that keeps everything sealed. It's bright. And when you're done, nice, compact, easy, something that you can set and keep both hands free. I liked it so much, I got 2. These are one of those few things that I just said, you know, finally somebody did something right. And so I grabbed 2. I thought I would mention that. I think they're about $22 on Amazon. In bad times, there's always smoke, there's always concern, there's always fear, there's always violence, and there's always a lack of light. Leave that there. I mentioned testing. I got one of these. It's a Coleman multi-fuel stove. Had one before. Somebody walked with it. Picked up another one. Noticed the box, brand new. Was working on a project. Put kerosene in it, primed it, fired it up. Couldn't use it for the project because I was working with wax, which I'm about to get to. My point here is that I never tested. I assumed the damn thing would work. And what I found was there was kerosene everywhere. The thing is leaking everywhere. So it's a piece of equipment that was failing right out of the box. So here I had this as a reliability piece, as a backup piece, and never actually thought to test it because these things generally always work. Sure enough, I've got one that's messed up. Test your gear. Next thought. It's a candle, but it started as a 12-pound block of wax that I ordered off of Amazon for about $12. Bought a candle mold, and the base piece and the cordage, which they call, I don't know, candle wick or whatever. And while I was melting, I made one of these because I can make these cheaper than I can buy the emergency candles, and I love solid form fuel. Doesn't matter, this thing will always work. It's kind of hard to screw one of these up. I love wax. If you watched any of my videos, I'm a strong believer in wax. It's the only fuel that is safe, non-toxic. It doesn't leak. It's not like gasoline or trioxylene or something. I mean, this is like, it's worked for 8,000 years. Hard to beat this. So I mention this because what I also did, where did I put it? I collect toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls. I collect dryer lint. I take toilet paper roll. I pack it full of dryer lint, and then I've melted wax and I poured it in, and that hot wax soaks down, and you can see it's just a solid chunk. But in that solid chunk is a lot of burnable material. It's weatherproof. It's waterproof. I'm going to cut silver dollars out of this. These are like perfect fire starters. these fire starters, instead of buying 4 or 6 in Walmart for $4 or $5, this is going to cost me about 5 cents. And I can make these all day long with stuff most people throw away. Really good stuff. Thought I'd mention that. While I was working with the wax, they're called hobo stoves. It's a tuna fish can. It's cardboard stuffed, and then I fill it with wax. And you light it, and there's heat, there's cooking, there's light. It doesn't spill, it doesn't smell. You can sit it in your truck. It'll last for 40 years, 50 years. You can't beat these. I liked it so much that I figured chicken breast would do good too. And ta-da! Now I've got a bigger stove. And while I was sitting there working with the wax, I said, well, let's go big time. And there's another one. And if you notice, it's canned fuel, long-term storage. Excellent idea. Just thought I'd mention it. I don't talk about it, I do it. And I just wanted to show the results. If I have to sit here and make a video to explain to you how to break wax up, put it in a pan and melt it without burning your kitchen down, you're not the people I need to talk to. You're not going to survive the apocalypse because you're too goddamn stupid to melt wax. No video, sorry. Okay, so what else? Okay, I got notes all over the place. With the fly swatters, bug nets. When windows are busted and things are bad, if you don't think bugs are going to be everywhere, and I mean flies, gnats, ants, spiders, everything, not only that, you're going to want bug netting. And I've got a note, and I've picked some up. Somebody pointed out and left a message. Potatoes do have seeds. You can get starter seeds to go with your survival seeds for potatoes. It took me almost a month to find that out. Thank you for the gentleman that pointed that out. I picked up a toilet seat lid for a bucket, designed to go on a bucket. Because if things go bad, you're not going to be using your toilets. The pumps ain't going to move the sewage. The water isn't going to flow. Your toilets aren't going to work. All you're going to do is leave a mess for you to sit there and smell and stink up the house. You're going to real quickly realize you can't do it. Then all of a sudden, you're going to have to do your business outside. Now, if you think you're going to unbolt your toilet seat off your toilet and go out there and sit it on something and not fall on your ass and fall in the poop, you're crazy. You're crazy. Get a bucket toilet lid seat. If you've done any damn camping, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so paper clips. I'm going to make a note. Again, I made 3 or 4 videos I didn't like. I'm hoping this one will go. Paper clips. Grab yourself a few boxes. If you have paracord, 550 paracord. These things are mechanics wire and small, compact, usable items. You're not going to the store. You're not going to have the supplies you need. You're going to have to engineer. You have to be able to figure out creatively how to solve a problem. That's where paracord comes in. That's why it's so damn important. That's why you have grommets on everything, so that you can use it with paracord. Well, I can take this and a pair of needle nose Leatherman, and I can wrap it around a tree, and I've got a very, very nice loop that is fairly damn strong for paracord. And I can tell you there's at least 1,000 other uses for these. And I've never heard anybody talk about making sure that you pack these. Why? We all watched MacGyver. You sit there and you got duct tape and you don't have paper clips? Get the fuck out of here. Paper clips. One other thing I missed. I didn't have a water filter at the RV. And that's the one that's bothering me. You got everything you need, but you don't have any clean drinking water, and all of a sudden you're going to get the GI shits and you're going to dehydrate because you couldn't purify your water. What an idiot. Here's something else. Something I don't hear anybody talk about. and this is something that came about from a real life experience. We had been to the range. We make a point to stop off, and we have like an hour or two conversations, just kind of socializing. We left the range, and the dude pulls up and he goes, "Crap, I got something in my tire." And we all stop. Okay, what's wrong? Well, there's something in the tire. I heard it. So he gets out some pliers and he goes down there, pulls a damn bolt this thick, this long out of his damn tire. And we're like, dude, before you pull that out, you might want to leave that in. It'll at least get you home. He said, "I got a tire patch kit in the truck." He pulls out a tire patch kit, and we pull it out, and he slams a patch in, goes over and pumps a flare. I actually had an inflator, but he used the station pump, and basically fixed his tire and went on home and went on about his way. I'm sitting here, "Oh, you're going to get a 4x4 truck? Yay, that sounds great. You're going to get all these supplies. I got a spare tire. How about a tire kit?" Nobody mentions this. Nobody mentioned a $5 tire plug kit. Definitely something that's on my to-do list. Last part, I don't have any visuals for this. I say this because I'm kind of letting you all know it's a running log of here's some of the stuff that I'm thinking about. Here's the stuff that I'm working on. The things that I'm kind of doing to prepare in case of economic problems or government problems, civil unrest, the thousands of things that can go wrong. One of the things that I finally did was, with my little 4x4 truck, I finally got a trailer. That was the must-do item that I finally got done before the end of the year, to double the capacity and the capability of me and the truck, because now me, truck, and trailer, a lot more stuff that can be pulled. I just think having a trailer on any piece of gear is just a smart move. There was 10 of the reasons why I got the trailer, but one of it was to cover my ass, because if I have to boogie up and roll, at least I can carry some stuff. Thought I would mention that. Now I'm going to wrap this up with something that just showed up. I guess this is what triggered my whole point of making the video. It was time. Not only was I behind, not only, did I just not have any time, where is it? But here it is. And I'm going to read a quote. There was just a little over $800 billion of base money in existence before the crisis in 2008. There was 800 billion US dollars in circulation. 2008. So that's 200 years worth of currency creation. So that's $0.8 trillion. Now we create $1 trillion every year. That means we're creating more than 200 years of currency every single year. The Fed's still cranking out 85 billion in stimulus. It hasn't stopped. Hasn't stopped since they started it. For those of you that don't know your history, Zimbabwe. They have, $400 trillion notes that buys 3 eggs. So, I would suggest, and my thinking is this: we've got some economy problems, and they're getting worse. When the economy problems continue, job losses continue. That's why there's so many people on unemployment. It's getting worse. I don't care what the news says. They're still printing the money. They're still inflating. So if you're smart, you might want to start picking up some of these, because this is not deflating like the US dollar. And when things go bad, this is going to hold its value. Gold and silver is not designed to be eaten during shit hits the fan. It's really not meant to be bartered during shit hits the fan, because a half a quart of clean, pure drinking water is worth 10 of these. You can't eat it. But your $50,000 in equity in your home, all that stuff, money you think you've got the bank that's just digital numbers that you thought you had buying power with, and it just goes. This always has been, it will always be real money. So think about getting some of that. The nice thing is it's not in your account. Once you have it in this form, it's a pain in the ass to convert it back, which means you don't wind up spending it on stupid shit like tire patch kits and trailers, ammunition, you know. Thought I would mention that. 200 years of currency creation every year. And you're telling me I have no reason to be worried? Are you kidding me? Thanks for listening.